What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we doing on the gym session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities, man. I'm glad to say those words because I'm looking for a bounce back. I dropped my NBA play of the night last night with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team. We were laying 3. They won by 2. Hey, it's been probably my roughest stretch of my professional career, the stretch I'm in right now in the NBA, and I don't like it whatsoever. College basketball, the NCAA tournament suspended until Thursday. There is some CBI and NIT action, but hey, locked and loaded here on the NBA, man, for the remainder of the season. It's time to turn the tide. We're barely profitable for the season. It's been a rough 2-3 week stretch. I understand that. Not running from it. Always call a spade, but I'm looking to turn it now. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. If you believe me, hop on something long-term over at Pickdawgz Premium and let's go on a run. But I appreciate each and every one of you that just continue to tune in and watch this video. You know, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities. Let's do it. First game up. Got the Indiana Pacers at home at the crib with the Minnesota Timberwolves rolling in. Pacers, 2.5-point home favorites, total 230.5. It's a good game, man. It's probably the best game on the entire card today. Keep an eye on the injury report. Anthony Edwards, game time decision for Minnesota. Benedict Mathurin, game time decision for Indiana. Both of those guys are huge pieces to both of these teams, of course. We just saw these two teams play the other day. Indiana won that game 132-130 in Minnesota. Overtime game. Minnesota, they're coming off an extended homestand. They just played, 5-6 games straight at home. Indiana, this is going to be their 4th straight game at home. Indiana's won 4 straight games. In all honesty, I think they make it 5. I want Indiana in this one. This might be a spot I just go outright money line with my recent success laying points in short line games like this. Got bit last night with the Oklahoma City Thunder laying 3 in a similar spot. Tonight, I might just money line Indiana. I believe they win the game. I trust them at home, at the crib. We just saw them beat them in the last one. I like the way they're playing. I know they haven't been great from an ATS perspective. I get it. I know. They haven't been great from an ATS perspective. But even from an ATS perspective in this one tonight, it's under a bucket. It's 2.5, under a bucket. Give me Indiana. I trust them in this spot at home, at the crib, where we like them. And I don't like the spot for Minnesota following the extended homestand. We keep it rolling. We head over to Washington, where the Wizards are favored over the Toronto Raptors. Total 227.5. This is one I'm just going to line read. Washington's favored in this game for a reason. I'm going to take the Wizards and lay the points. It's disgusting. Personally, I highly doubt I will have money on this game when it's all said and done. This is almost like a 1-800 gambler style game. I'm cool. You feel me? But I think the line here tells us what we need to know. I don't like the spot for Toronto. This is their 5th road game in their last 7 games. They're struggling right now. We just see them got aired out at home by San Antonio. Toronto has kind of entered outright tank mode. I ain't gonna lie. They kind of have entered that. They're right now still the 3rd best ATS team in the NBA. That's what makes this tough fading them. And Washington, I think, is the worst team in the NBA. And Washington, what is their motivation to come out here and win basketball games? We know they want to tank as well. So that's what makes this game extremely tough. Washington, I believe, is favored for a reason, though. Small in on Washington. I highly doubt personally I put money on this game tonight, though. We keep it rolling. We got my favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakeshore Lakers, out on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Lakers, 3.5-point road favorites in this one. Total 215.5. I'm on the Lakers. They're the better basketball team by a pretty wide margin in my mind, in my opinion. I know they didn't look great in that last one against the Chicago Bulls. Was not a great game for them in my mind, in my opinion. Hey, we love betting on Chicago right now. We love the grittiness, competitiveness, and how they're just, playing through it all. We'll talk about them here in a second. But that was LeBron's first game back in the lineup. Y'all know that first game back from an injury. we usually like to fade teams in that spot. We ended up fading the Lakers in that spot. Our play of the day was the Bulls. Tonight, though, I think the Lakers get it back on track. Orlando has not been the Magic of last season. They have not been the dominant home Magic we have come to know and love. It's not the greatest spot for the Lakers coming off the extended homestand, but on the other side, Orlando's coming off a pretty significant road trip as well. 5 of their last 6 games were on the road. So they're in similar spots, similar situations. I don't think Orlando's going to have enough offensive output to keep up scoring with the Lakers. Ultimately, it's why I think the Lakers pull away and win this game fairly comfortably. Based on who these two teams are right now, currently, the gap between these two teams is bigger than 3.5. There's value on the Lakers in this game in my mind because of how dominant they lost to Chicago. I won't overcomplicate this one. I'm on the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers. I'm going to lay the points. We keep it rolling. We head over to Brooklyn, where the Nets are 1.5-point home favorites over the team from Dallas. Total 218.5. Hey, I'm not in love with this game by any stretch of the imagination. Brooklyn at home is not a great ATS team. Dallas, we know what's up with them. Their injury report is still really long. Their rotation isn't very deep. It's hard to know what to expect from both of these two teams right now. I think the line is exactly where it's supposed to be. A coin flip game, 50-50 style game. Brooklyn is the favorite because they're at home. If this game was in Dallas, the Mavs would be a 1.5-point favorite. Dallas has shown an ability to play well recently. We got to give them credit. They just beat Detroit, played Indiana extremely tough. They really had no business losing to Indiana in that game. They were up a couple of buckets with like a minute and something to go and found a way to lose that game. On the flip side, Brooklyn, they've played really competitive basketball, just haven't been, on the winning side of things here of recent. It's a tough game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not in love with it. Probably won't have no money on it. I don't have a clear edge either way. Forced to play it, I would lean towards Dallas. I just don't trust Brooklyn at home right now laying points on anybody. You feel me? Brooklyn as a dog, we can look at them in that direction. But starting to lay points with Brooklyn, I cannot do. Dallas is really competitive right now, gritty. I hate to say that about that team, but, they haven't just completely laid down. And we're starting to hear reports that Anthony Davis may be trying to come back. So Dallas can get wins in spots where they can get wins. This team seems like they want to compete for the play-in. So this is a winnable game for them. They might go and get it. Small lane for me on the team from Dallas. We keep it rolling. We got the we got the New Orleans Pelicans, 6.5-point home favorites over the Philadelphia 76ers. Worst game on the card. Worst game on the card, man. Y'all know I hate both of these two teams. These are the two worst ATS teams in the NBA. I don't trust either one of them. Honestly, if I were to ever take a passer on the show, this would be it. What I will do, though, I'll just take an over. I think there will be little to no defense played in this basketball game. I think it's going to be Olay-style defense, blow by, hey, at the rim, shooting threes, take the overs on pretty much anybody available style game. I just don't think, defense is going to be what these guys are trying to do tonight. I think they're going to get up and down the floor. It's going to be an open gym style game. It's points. I think is the way I would want to root for this game watching it. I can't, in good faith, tell anybody to put money on either of these two teams right now. Definitely not laying 6.5 with New Orleans and Philadelphia, the worst ATS team in the NBA. I'm cool. Lean on the over. Philadelphia, New Orleans. Keep it rolling, man. We got your Chicago Bulls out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Denver laying 2.5 here in this one. Total 238. First thing we got to talk about is the injury report. Nikola Jokic, game time decision for Denver tonight. Chicago, Lonzo out. Trey Jones out still, and Emmanuel Miller, game time decision. Chicago, we seen them beat Denver earlier this season, 129-121 in Chicago. It was on the 27th of January. Chicago, They're in the midst of an extended road trip, but they've played really well throughout this road trip, man. I love what I've seen from Chicago. We've been betting Chicago. Denver coming home off a pretty significant road trip. They did get a win in their last one over Houston. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know me. Fading Denver in Denver is not fun. The Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. But this line tell you everything you need to know. I don't know if the general public understands how well Chicago's playing right now. And as somebody who's been betting Chicago, I have to continue to bet Chicago. Based on how these two teams are playing right now currently, Chicago's playing the better basketball. Chicago is playing the better basketball, and the line is this short for a reason. Chicago's playing their best basketball of the season, and I kind of want to continue to ride this wave with them until they cool off. A lot of people tonight, I believe, going to look at this game and say, Denver only laying 2.5 on the trash-ass Bulls. I'm on Denver, and I get it. I get it. Trust me. But I love the way the competitiveness, the grittiness, everything about Chicago right now. I love the way the young Bulls are starting to step up. Keep an eye on Chicago, man. Keep an eye out on them. Keep an eye out on them. I'm going to rock with them again tonight, plus the points. Maybe even take a shot on the outright money line. We keep it rolling. We got the Phoenix Suns laying 2.5 points on the Milwaukee Bucks. Injury report. We're in that time of season where I got to say that pretty much every game, we got to look at it. A lot of times it's baked into the line. That's the way I attack it. But, it is what it is. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is listed as probable tonight, so he is game time decision probable. Damian Lillard, same thing. Damian Lillard will be out tonight. No Damian Lillard tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks. Gary Trent Jr. is the one who's game time decision as well for Milwaukee. Bradley Beal still out for Phoenix. Milwaukee's won back-to-back games on the road. They beat the Lakers up 118-89. Then they beat Sacramento 114-108. Phoenix, they've cut it on, man. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, including 4 straight at home. Beating teams Cleveland, Sacramento. They beat Chicago, beat Toronto. Phoenix is playing their best basketball of the season. Got to give them credit. Shout out to the Suns. I'm on Milwaukee. I just don't think Phoenix has the back end to stop Giannis. I think Giannis pretty much will have a field day getting to the rim. And I think the jump shot, Phoenix is going to have to be hot from the three-point line in order to win this game is how I think. Like the jump shots, they're going to have to continue to fall. They're falling right now for them. That's why they've been winning basketball games. But on a team like Milwaukee, a long team, a team that pushes up on you, a team that gets to the rack, I think we'll see Phoenix struggle. So don't trust them laying over a bucket anyway on pretty much anybody, even though they're playing well. I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket with Milwaukee. I honestly think the Bucks have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We got the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, out on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. They're only laying 3.5 here in this one. Total 223.5. Boston is on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel. They were in Portland yesterday where they beat up on the Blazers 129-116. Now they have to travel to Sacramento. Sacramento, last time we seen them play, they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. This will be Sacramento's 5th straight home game, however. Sacramento's one of those weird teams. They beat up on Memphis. They beat Cleveland. Then they turn around, lose to Chicago. Turn around, lose to Milwaukee. Keep an eye on the injury report for Boston in this one tonight. Drew Holiday, game time decision. Kristaps Porzingis, game time decision. Jaylen Brown, game time decision. It wouldn't shock me if Tatum popped up and sat tonight. For Sacramento, Sabonis could be back in this one. Malik Monk is game time decision. It's an ugly game right now from an overall looking at the roster perspective. I want to see how this injury report pans out throughout the day, with this being the last game on the card. All that said, I sharp chased the last game and I took Sacramento. I hate betting Sacramento. Y'all know that. Forced to play this one tonight, I would lean towards Sacramento. We've already seen them beat Boston once this season. That game was back in January. Final score was 114-97 in Boston. styles make fights. Sacramento is just one of the teams that can match up quite well with Boston. Comfortable at home at the crib and shooting the same rim, same gym. This is the style game Sacramento wins outright. They've just been that weird, oddball team all season. So, don't like the spot for Boston. Again, second leg of a back-to-back with travel. This might be the go-through-the-motion style game. Boston, I think, ready to get home. It's going to be their 5th road game, last 6 games. Small lean on Sacramento here in our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Monday, man. Let's turn the tide. Let's turn the tide. Let's go on a run, ladies and gentlemen. I know. I've been cold. It hasn't been my greatest stretch. Jay, lock in. I know. I see all your comments, man. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it, man. So if you believe I'm going to do it, hop on something long-term or just continue to show up for me here on the Jam Session. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.